everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the world. It's the Duchess of Monty Shit Show. I hope you are all doing really well today. Welcome to the channel, and a special welcome to any and all new subscribers that have joined the channel over the past couple of weeks. Please don't forget to like and share these videos, and do subscribe if you haven't already, because it really does help us to be seen by more people here on YouTube. So I'm back. Did you miss me? Like a cat with no neck misses licking his own bumhole, as my mum used to say. So yeah, just before I go into the business of the day, just to say to you all that I am okay. I know lots of you have been asking. I'm just really busy at the moment with college work. I decided to go back to college in September at the age of 41. I am learning to work in a classroom, assisting teachers. And it's just really full on trying to learn the theory of how children operate. It's more complicated than you think. My children are doing great. Some of you have been asking about my children as well. My eldest son is almost 17 now, in less than a month. It's scary. He's at college doing really well. He's just scored his first ever part-time job. So he is really starting to blossom now. Unfortunately, he has also entered what we call the joys of employment, and he's going to have to start paying taxes. He's really not looking forward to that, let me tell you. My daughter has moved into her last 2 years of high school, so she is working on her GCSE exams at the moment. She's doing really well. And Clarky, little Clarky. I know lots of you have been asking about Clarky. He's doing great. We did have a few issues a few weeks ago with some bullying, but I'm pleased to say that, touch wood, things have calmed down a little in that respect. And he's doing absolutely brilliantly. Even just today, he came home, he made, in his food technology lesson, he made an apple and raisin crumble. It was absolutely delicious. Here's a photo of his masterpiece. Let me tell you, that masterpiece didn't last long. We didn't even have time to put custard on it. We just absolutely sat and demolished it, and mwah, chef's kiss. It was completely delicious, and I can't wait to see what he makes me next week. So, yes, back to business. Now, in the midst of all the relentless PR drivel that's been going on lately, it's been absolutely constant, hasn't it? I don't know about you, but my head just spins on a daily basis with it all. So, what do we have? We have Harry's upcoming Crayon Fest, otherwise known as Vanity Spare, and the imminent release of the Netflix documentary. I believe that will be on the 6th or the 8th of December. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments. And yeah, so amongst all of that PR, blah, 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 we've had a couple of episodes of comic relief. So yesterday, nobody's favourite Duchess toddled off and graced Indianapolis with her ever odious presence, travelling on a private jet, no less, presumably paid for by her friend Reginald Dwight, aka Elton John. She was the featured guest at the Women's Fund of Central Indiana event. It was billed as The Power of Women, an evening with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. She really won't let go of that title, will she? The premise was to empower and invest the lives of girls and women in the state. And for anyone stupid enough to part with 5,000 of their hard-earned green buckaroos, they were treated, if you want to call it that, to an up-close and personal audience with Duchess, as she spoke with Rabbi Sandy Sasso about female empowerment, obviously. The guests at the event were served a huge portion of waffle, lashings of woke salad, washed down with a crisp, fruity bouquet of PR guff. The party favours included free chocolates and framed photos of the Duchess herself, and also a framed photo of the Duchess and that hairy ginger thing she married once. I mean, honest to God, how embarrassing, how narcissistic, just how cringe can you get? Just when you think you've seen and heard it all, The Monty shit shows just come up with something else to make your head absolutely spin. The framed photos, wrapped in bubble wrap, no less, because Meghan cares. She really does. Yeah, so one of the shots was the now iconic picture, the Time 100 magazine cover picture of Meghan standing full front and centre with Harry the hairdresser perching behind her, looking like he was showing off his handiwork in the mirror. That image, just every time I see it, all I can see is her front and centre and Harry, a prince no less, just stood behind her like the supporting act. It just absolutely I have no more to say on that one. The way some of the Sussex squad have been raving since last night, you really would think that the photo frames were made of purest silver. I think the reality is they were probably a wholesale job lot off of eBay. Save a bit of cash here and there. The pictures inside weren't even exclusive pictures, unreleased images. They are widely found on the internet and social media. So, yeah, a complete waste of money in my opinion, but hey. I saw this post today on Instagram from lovely Murky Meg, which I shared onto my YouTube community page, but I'm aware that many of you might not have seen it. So according to those in the know, Meghan flew into Indianapolis yesterday at 4:45 p.m. and then flew back out again at 9:15 p.m. So an evening with Meghan Markle actually turned out to be an hour, possibly two. Charity benefit indeed. I think the only one to ultimately benefit out of any of this was the Duchess herself. So, going back to the pictures, and, we were treated today to another picture of Meghan, complete with Archie and Grandma / baby-sitter Doria. I noticed it was on the front page of both of the red top papers we have here in the UK, The Sun and The Mirror. Nowhere else, just those two. It wasn't a new picture. It was actually a still grainy image from a Zoom call that Meghan took part in back in August this year. The only difference between the first image in August and the image released today is that Archie's face has now been revealed. He's actually full front and said he didn't look very happy though, did he? God bless him. God bless that little boy. I mean, I don't think I'd be that happy if I had the parents that he's got. Where is Lily, by the way, in all of this? I noticed some of the PR this week, she's been trotted out again. The PR that I saw was that the Queen was happy that Lily was given the Queen's nickname. But yeah, she doesn't really get trotted out much anymore at the moment. It's all about Archie, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, it was so sad just looking at that image, looking at Archie. I mean, the eyes are the window to the soul. I've done 2 diplomas in childcare, child psychology. Like I said earlier, I'm now training to work with young children in the classroom. So I wouldn't call myself an expert by any means, but I maybe know a little bit more than the average person about children. And my God, that boy's sad. He's so sad, bless him. Anyway, it's very curious, isn't it, as to why they're revealing his face now. Whereas the image that was originally from August, his face was covered up with emojis and blurred and pixelated and you name it. So for a couple that have gone to ridiculous lengths before to protect Archie's privacy, it seems to me a very curious decision, as they would just 180 and completely reveal his, we've had pictures before where we've seen the side profile, we've seen pictures of the back of his head. Who can forget his birthday picture? I think it's his 2nd or 3rd birthday. The black and white photo of him holding balloons, and he was on his own, bless him. yeah, so for a couple that are so fiercely protecting his privacy, yet so desperate to invade their own privacy at every chance they get, it's very curious that they should do this. But what's even more, curious is why they do it today. Now, you have to remember, Meghan is the absolute queen of coincidences, let's put it that way. So whenever a member of the royal family has a big event coming up, or there's a celebration or a birthday, at some point, either the day before, on the day, or the surrounding the event, Meghan and her PR team, Scobie, Royston, you name it, they will come up with something, some kind of a shameless, attention-seeking PR move to take the attention away from the royals and the events. So it's no surprise that this photo should come out today, because as we know, Prince William and Princess Catherine, they've flown to Boston to host the Earthshot Awards, the Earthshot Awards ceremony, I think on December the 2nd. I may be wrong. Please don't shoot me if I am. Here's some photos that I saw on Twitter earlier, actually, of them arriving in Boston. My God, Catherine is just getting better and better and better, isn't she? She's absolutely stunning. And this photo here of those two as a couple goals, wow. Just so in awe of those two completely. Yeah, I mean, this is all pretty standard for the Duchess to try and deflect attention away from them and back onto ourselves. I mean, just expect more over the coming hours, coming days, coming weeks, especially in the run-up to Christmas. Catherine will be, no doubt, doing the Christmas Carol concert, the televised Christmas Carol concert again. Last year, when Catherine did it, Meghan decided to release the first ever photo of Lily, either the day before or the day of, so to try and deflect attention away from Catherine. So this year, expect the same. Just when you just really don't know what to say, because you just think it's just ridiculous, isn't it? So before I go, I just have to say I must actually congratulate Meghan on finally ending her Spotify plopcast, and finally liberating the educated masses who, quite frankly, are sick to death of her narcissistic ramblings and her uninteresting personal anecdotes. It would be nice to learn to love Tuesdays again without the fear of my ears being offended and my will to live completely depleting with each new word she decides to dissect in a vain attempt to justify and deflect away from her shady past and her grifting presence now. Anyway, enough of that. I would love, as always, to hear your thoughts on any of the things that I've spoken about tonight. Please do feel free to leave your comments below this video, remembering, of course, to please be respectful to not only me, but also to the other members of this amazing community, because you know what might happen if you don't. You might end up like my little friend here, Hannah Muller, who decided to send me a veiled parting shot and ended up with me plastering her on my wall of shame. So until next time, lovers, haters, friends and potatoes, take care, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.